Welcome to the LifeLock Technologies instructional video, Urine Specimen Collection. By watching this video, you'll be familiar with procedures involved with the U.S. Department of Transportation's urine specimen collection process and how to properly complete paperwork associated with the collection of urine. Let's get started with our demonstration.
A collector is the person who instructs and assists donors, employees at a collection site, who receives and makes an initial inspection of the urine specimen provided by the donor, and who initiates and completes the Federal Drug Testing, Custody, and Control Form, CCF. The collector is crucial to the success of any drug testing program. They are the one individual in the drug testing process who has direct, face-to-face contact with the donor. Without the collector ensuring the integrity of the urine specimen and the collection process, the test itself may lose credibility. The U.S. transportation industry has been able to steadily reduce the number of accidents directly linked to drug and alcohol use by its safety-sensitive employees. As a collector, you will play a key role in keeping the transportation industry safe for its workers and the American public.
The collector must do the following before each collection to deter potential tampering. Number 1. Secure any water sources or otherwise make them unavailable to the donor. Number 2. Ensure that the water in the toilet and tank, if applicable, has bluing coloring agent in it. Number 3. Ensure that no soap, disinfectants, cleaning agents, or other possible adulterants are present. Number 4. Inspect the site to ensure that no foreign or unauthorized substances are present. Number 5. Ensure that undetected access, such as through a door not in your view, is not possible. Number 6. Secure areas and items such as ledges, trash receptacles, paper towel holders, under sink areas that appear suitable for concealing a contaminant. Recheck items 1 through 6 following each collection to ensure the site's continued integrity. Once the site is secured and all supplies are on hand, you are ready for the donor to present himself. The collection process should begin without delay once a donor arrives at the site. Do not wait because the donor is not ready or states he or she is unable to urinate. In most cases, donors who state they cannot provide a specimen will in fact provide sufficient quantity to complete the testing process. If an alcohol breath test is also scheduled, the alcohol test should be conducted first. Only one donor collection can be conducted at a time. However, if a donor is drinking fluids in a shy bladder situation, the collector may conduct a collection for another donor. In this situation, the donor with the shy bladder must be monitored appropriately.
Hi John, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
May I please see a photo ID?
Sure.
Have the donor provide identification. Positive identification is required before collecting a urine sample.
Thank you.
Take care to verify that the donor is
There
the
you go.
same as the individual pictured on the ID.
We are going to be conducting a urine drug screen today in accordance with the DOT rules and regulations. These are the steps that we're going to be performing if you'd like to take a look at them.
The collector explains the basic collection procedures to the donor and shows the donor the CCF instructions located on the back of copy 5.
Do you have any questions?
No, I understand.
The collector must ensure that the required information is correct and provided in step 1 at the top of the CCF, such as the laboratory name and address, that the pre-printed specimen ID number matches the ID number on the specimen bottle seals, and that there are 5 copies of the CCF. The CCF may be pre-printed with the DOT and agency designation boxes already checked. If it is not, the employer must provide this information to the collector before the collection.
Please stand and remove your jacket.
Okay.
The collector must ask the donor to remove any unnecessary outer clothing, such as a jacket or hat, and have them leave any bags or briefcases with them. The collector must make sure that these personal items are secured during the testing process. The collector is required to provide a receipt to the donor if requested.
Please remove the contents of your pockets. Please show me that your pockets are empty.
The collector must inspect all items removed from the donor's pockets, including their wallet. If no possible adulterants are available, the collector instructs the donor to return the items to their pockets.
Go ahead and put these back in your pocket.
Okay.
Okay, let's go ahead and finish the testing procedure.
Okay.
Instruct the donor to wash and dry their hands under your observation and inform the donor not to wash his or her hands again until after the specimen is provided. The donor may use soap, and if practicable, it should be a liquid or a cream. A solid bar of soap gives the donor the chance to conceal soap shavings under his or her fingernails and use them to attempt to adulterate the specimen. Either give the donor or allow the donor to select the collection kit or collection container, if it is separate from the kit, from the available supply. Even if the collection kit is sealed, the collection container must still be sealed or individually wrapped in a plastic bag or shrink wrapping, or must have a peel label, sealed lid, or other easily visible tamper-evident system. Do not unwrap or break the seal on any specimen bottle at this time. Unwrap only the collection container. Direct the donor to go into the room used for urination and provide a specimen of at least 45 milliliters. Inform them not to flush the toilet and to return with the specimen as soon as possible after completing their void. Advise the donor that the temperature of the specimen is a critical factor and that the donor must bring the specimen to you as soon as possible after urination. It is the collector's responsibility to pay close attention to the donor during the entire collection process to note any conduct that clearly indicates an attempt to substitute or adulterate a specimen. After the donor provides the specimen, check the temperature of the specimen, check the specimen volume, and inspect the specimen for adulteration or substitution, looking for an unusual color, presence of foreign objects or material, or other signs of tampering. If the temperature is within the acceptable range, the Yes box is marked in Step 2 on the CCF, and the collection process proceeds. If the volume is sufficient, the collector checks the box on the CCF, Step 2, indicating that this was a split specimen collection. All DOT collections are split specimen collections, so the CCF should never have single specimen collection box checked. This may be done at the same time that the collector checks the temperature box. Both the collector and donor will maintain visual contact of the specimen to the greatest extent possible until the labels, seals, are placed over the specimen bottle caps, lids. Unwrap or open the specimen bottles in view of the donor and transfer the specimen from the collection cup into the 2 specimen bottles. Pour at least 30 milliliters of urine from the collection container into a specimen bottle and place the lid, cap on the bottle. This will be the primary specimen or A bottle. Then pour at least 15 milliliters into a second bottle and place the lid cap on the bottle. This will be the B bottle used for the split specimen. Affix the specimen bottle seals to each bottle, ensuring that the seal labeled as A is placed on the primary bottle with at least 30 milliliters of urine. And that the seal labeled as B is placed on the bottle with 15 milliliters of urine. The seal must be centered over the lid cap and down the sides of the bottle to ensure that the lid cap cannot be removed without destroying the seal. The collector, not the donor, writes the date on the seals. After the seals are affixed to the specimen vials, the donor is requested to initial the seals. The donor must be present to observe the sealing of the specimen bottles. Once the specimen bottle is sealed with tamper-evident tape and does not have to be under the donor's direct observation, the donor is allowed to wash his or her hands if they have been unable to do so. Complete the collector's portion of the chain of custody on the CCF, Copy 1, Step 4, by printing your name, the name may be pre-printed, recording the date and time of the collection, sign where indicated, and enter the specific name of the delivery or courier service transferring the specimens to the laboratory. Direct the donor to read, sign, and date the certification statement, and provide date of birth, printed name, and day and evening contact telephone numbers in Step 5 of Copy 2 of the CCF. Ensure that all copies of the CCF are legible and complete. Remove copy 5 from the CCF and give it to the donor. Place the specimen bottles and copy 1 of the CCF inside the appropriate pouches of the leak-resistant plastic bag and seal both pouches. Inform the donor that they may leave the collection site. Any urine specimen left over in the collection container after both specimen bottles have been appropriately filled and sealed must be discarded. Place the sealed plastic bag in an appropriate shipping container designed to minimize the possibility of damage during shipment. Seal the shipping container as appropriate. Send copy 2 of the CCF to the MRO and copy 4 to the DER or service agent if authorized by the employer. The collector or collection site must ensure that each specimen collected is shipped to a laboratory as quickly as possible, but in any case within 24 hours or during the next business day.